Hello everyone, my name is Aubrey and today I'm going to be doing my most anticipated releases for 2021 YA edition. So I'm going to split this video into two parts and I'll do a list for YA releases and one for adult releases. These are all fantasy and science fiction. In fact, I think this list only has one sci-fi book on it. So it is mostly fantasy. There are a lot of YA releases coming out next year that I am really excited about. It's been a long time since I was really excited by YA, and I feel like next year we're getting a bunch of books that I am really looking forward to. So this has been kind of a fun list to put together and I am excited to share with you, and I hope some of these books interest you. I'm sure they will. It's a lot of popular stuff. Two things about me before we get started. The first thing, if you haven't been following me and you're not familiar with my channel, I am the type of reader who will wait for a series to be finished before I read it. And the second thing is I tend to not like to know a whole lot about a book before going into it. I feel like sometimes synopses can really spoil a lot of the first 25% of a book, sometimes even more depending on, the book structure. I don't know. I usually like to wait for good reviews to come out or a juicy tagline. That's kind of all I'm going to be providing for you in this video. If you want a full synopsis for any of these, you are welcome to look them up yourself, I guess. Okay, so let's just get started. The first book that I want to talk about is Lore by Alexandra Bracken. This is coming out on January 5th. I actually haven't read any Alexandra Bracken before. I never read her Darkest Minds trilogy. I didn't sort of fall prey to the whole dystopian craze that came after the Hunger Games in YA, which is weird because I really love dystopian, so you'd think that I'd be all over that, but for whatever reason, I missed a lot of those books that were very popular around that time, and this was one of those book series. I don't know, I guess nothing that she's come out with since has really interested me, but this sounds pretty good. First of all, it's got a beautiful cover. I think it's kind of like a Medusa retelling, or, it's got something to do with Greek mythology. From the #1 New York Times bestselling author of The Darkest Minds comes a sweepingly ambitious, high-octane tale of power, destiny, love, and redemption. So I don't know, it sounds kind of good. I will be, again, looking for early reviews of this to what other people are thinking about it, but if it's getting really good reviews, this is one that I am definitely interested in. The second book that I am excited about next year is Winterkeep by Kristen Kishore. This comes out on January 19th. This is the fourth book to the Graceling series, which is actually a series I haven't read. It's on my TBR. It's just an older YA. It's been on my radar for a long time. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But this is about a world where you can be graced with a extreme skill, and that can sort of range from anything from cooking to killing. That's kind of all I know. I know that each book is sort of a companion. You're following a different set of characters. So I'm not sure what to expect from this fourth book, if it's only going to be one perspective or it's going to be multiple perspectives. But either way, I think this is going to invigorate me to actually get to this series. This is something that I've been wanting to read for a very long time. Yes, I am excited about this one. And also the series is getting a set of new covers, both in the US and the UK, and they're both so pretty. I think I actually prefer the US ones for once, but I think they're both stunning. Yeah, definitely looking forward to this one and finally getting to this series. The next book that I want to talk about is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kemmerer. This is the conclusion to a trilogy that starts with A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is pretty popular on BookTube. I have been eagerly waiting for this last book to come out so that I can binge read this series. It seems like a series that is very bingeable, so I'm excited about that. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but the twist is that the kingdom has to take girls from the modern world to see if any of them will fall in love with the beast in this fantasy world. It just sounds like a lot of fun and sounds like it could have a lot of quirky humor in it. So I've been really looking forward to getting to this series, and this year I'm finally going to be able to. And like I said, it comes out on January 26th, so I might just go ahead and pick up the first two books next month after Christmas. Yeah, this is probably one of my like most anticipated ones on the list. The next book is The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna, and this has been getting a lot of hype. This has been getting a lot of really good early reviews. 16-year-old Decca lives in fear and anticipation of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she will become a member of her village. Already different from everyone because of her unnatural intuition, Decca prays for red blood so that she can finally feel like she belongs. But on the day of the ceremony, her blood runs gold, the color of impurity, and Decca knows that she will face a consequence worse than death. This just sounds really good. Like I said, it's been getting very good early reviews. It's the first one in a series, so I probably won't actually be reading it next year, but I am still excited about it. I have high hopes for it, and hopefully I'll read it one day. The next book that I want to talk about is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. This comes out on March 2nd. Cassandra Clare is kind of hit or miss for me. I read her Mortal Instruments series and I didn't care for it. And then I read The Infernal Devices and really enjoyed it. I don't know, I think there's just something about that time period. And so currently this is the only series by Cassandra Clare that I am interested in reading. This is the second book to like the Chain of Gold trilogy, and it's about like the descendants from the Infernal Devices. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to finally getting to the series. Again, I'm probably gonna wait until the third book comes out, but the second book means we're one step closer and that's great. It's got a pretty cover, though I'm probably gonna get the Illumicrate edition. So yeah. The next book coming out on March 30th is Rule of Wolves by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book to her King of Scars duology. This is like the Nikolai duology. I read Shadow and Bone a few years ago, and Nikolai was by far my favorite character. So I have been really looking forward to finally getting to this duology. I think probably sometime next year I plan to do a reread of Shadow and Bone because of the Netflix show, and I need to finish the Six of Crows duology, which I painfully admitted that I hadn't finished in my series that I need to get to in 2021. But yeah, I read Six of Crows, but I didn't finish Crooked Kingdom, so I need to do that next year as well, and then I want to get to this duology. So yeah, I just really love Leigh Bardugo and this world that she's created. I feel like it's just so dark and excellent, and you know, I think I will probably read anything that she puts out in this world, and I'm super excited for the show. The like teaser trailer just dropped and I'm so excited. On April 20th, we have Witches Steeped in Gold by Cianon Smart. Again, this has a gorgeous cover. I'm loving like the green and gold. I think it's beautiful. Divided by their castes, united by their vengeance, Iraya has spent her life in a cell, but every day brings her closer to freedom and vengeance. Jasmine is the queen's daughter, but unlike her sister before her, she has no intention of dying to strengthen her mother's power. So yeah, I don't know too much about this. It looks like it's either going to be a duology or a trilogy, but I hope this one is good because it looks really good. Then on June 1st, we have A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne Brown. This is the second book to A Song of Wraiths and Ruin. It's a duology, so this is the concluding novel. I don't know why YA has such a duology trend. I don't know if this is like the deals that writers are getting nowadays, that they're only getting like 2-book deals and so they're coming out with all of these duologies, or if it's some kind of response to like, you know, in the past people have complained that YA trilogies have sometimes felt a little bit stretched thin, like it really should have been 2 books, not 3, and this is some sort of response to that. I don't know. It is kind of a weird thing though, right? Because it's not, you don't usually see duologies in any other genre. Like sometimes you'll get like a sequel to an adult fantasy or sci-fi or something, but you know, to me a duology is something different. It's you set out to write 2 books, and so the 2 books have like a full arc, not like 1 book that then got a sequel. Like I don't know, to me, there's a difference. So anyway, sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent, but it's just something I'm kind of curious about because it is such a like YA trend to have duologies. Anyway, again, I'm really excited about this one. A Song of Wraiths and Ruin got a lot of hype this year. Did it come out this year? I feel like this has been the longest year. I don't know. It's been getting a lot of hype. I'm looking forward to reading it. There is something nice about like a 2-book story arc where you don't necessarily have to invest a whole lot of time and energy into like a great big series. So on June 22nd, we are getting Witch Shadow by Susan Dennard, and this is the 4th book in her Witchland series. I have been dying to get to this series. I have heard such good things about it. I've heard that it's very adult in scope and world building, which just sounds great and really intrigues me. I really love Susan Dennard like as a person. I follow her online. I've watched a lot of her like writing videos that she has on YouTube. They're older, but they're very helpful. I really like her. I can't wait to get to this series. The 5th book is supposed to come out in 2022. At least that's what Goodreads says. So I can't make up my mind if I want to go ahead and read the series this year in the hopes that last book will actually come out in 2022. I can't decide because if it gets pushed back, I'm gonna be mad. So then on July 6th is my most anticipated book, I think, of the whole year, and this is Any Way the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. This is book 3 to the Carry On trilogy. I read Carry On in 2018, I think. I loved it. Obsessed. I thought it was great. I thought it was clever. I loved the romance, and I was so excited when I heard that it was getting a sequel, and then I was heartbroken when I found out that the sequel was getting a sequel. So then like it was gonna end up being a trilogy, because that meant that I had to wait, because I like to wait for a whole series to come out. Sorry, my camera stopped recording. I don't know where I was, but yeah, I am so excited about this. I love Simon and Baz, and I am so excited to kind of get back into this strange little world. I'm gonna reread the 1st book and then, read the 2nd and the 3rd. I am really looking forward to this, and I've been looking forward to it for years, and I'm so happy that we're finally getting it next year. So then on July 13th, we are getting Wings of Shadow by Nikki Powell-Preto, and this is the concluding novel to a trilogy about Phoenix writers. I mean, what else do you need to know? I don't need to know anything else. This series has been on my radar for a while. Actually, I own the 1st book. I know Elliot Brooks really loves the series, though I think it's pretty underrated. I don't see it floating around too much, but I am really looking forward to binging this trilogy. The cover for the final book looks amazing. So yeah, I really hope this is great. It sounds great. So, and then the last book that I want to talk about doesn't have a release date yet. It is Nowhere by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 3rd book in the Skyward Quartet. I'm pretty sure there are going to be 4 books. This was the only sci-fi on the list. I read Skyward, was it last year? Oh, time doesn't make sense anymore. I think it was last year. No, it wasn't. It was the year before. I read Skyward. I don't remember. Oh my God, I don't remember. But I've read Skyward. I really loved it. I have just been waiting for the rest of the series to finish. I will reread Skyward and binge read the series. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to its completion, which unfortunately is not going to be next year, but will hopefully be in maybe 2022. Time will tell. But yeah, that is it for my list of most anticipated 2021 releases YA edition. Please comment down below your most anticipated releases for next year. I think this is going to be a good year for reading. I'll probably do an updated list sometime next year, just because there were a lot of known releases for like the first 6 months of the year, but I'm sure that we'll get more information on the latter half of the year later. So I'll probably do some kind of updated list halfway through next year. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying your holidays and staying safe and wearing masks and social distancing and all of that. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.